Rohan was an ordinary man with a stable job, a loving family, and good friends. However, he often felt dissatisfied. To him, happiness was something to be achieved. It would come when he got a promotion, bought a bigger house, or traveled to exotic places. One evening on his way home, Rohan saw an old man sitting under a banyan tree, smiling brightly. Though dressed simply and appearing poor, his face radiated peace and joy. Drawn by this sight, Rohan approached and asked, "Sir, why do you look so happy?" The old man chuckled kindly and replied, "Happiness is a choice, my son. It does not come from money or success. It comes from within." Rohan frowned, feeling confused. He asked again, "But how can you be happy without money, a comfortable life, or great achievements?" The old man kept his gentle smile and said, "Come back tomorrow and I will show you the secret of happiness." Curious, Rohan decided he would return the next day. He had no idea that the conversation ahead would change his life forever. The next day, Rohan returned to the banyan tree and met the old man again, who introduced himself as Baba Ramdas. The old man looked at Rohan and asked, "What did you complain about today?" Rohan thought for a moment and replied, "I complained about the traffic, my boss being rude, and my coffee being cold." Baba Ramdas nodded and asked again, "And what were you grateful for today?" Rohan hesitated, unsure of how to answer. He had never thought about it. The old man smiled. "That is the first secret of happiness, gratitude. Instead of focusing only on the negatives, appreciate what you have. You have health, food, and a roof over your head. These are all reasons to be happy." He advised Rohan to start a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things he was thankful for each day. Though skeptical, Rohan decided to give it a try. A week later, Rohan returned to Baba Ramdas and said, "I have been practicing gratitude, and I feel better. But I still wonder, how can one be happy when life is full of troubles?" Baba Ramdas smiled and said, "That is the second secret, acceptance. Life has its ups and downs, but you cannot control everything. The only thing you can control is how you respond." He pointed to the sky. "Sometimes the sun shines, sometimes it rains. Do you blame the rain, or do you simply accept it as part of nature?" Rohan thought for a moment and replied, "I suppose I just accept it." Baba Ramdas nodded. "Exactly. If you stop resisting and learn to adapt, you will suffer less. Happiness is not about avoiding pain, but about learning to dance in the rain." Rohan remained silent, beginning to understand something deeper. One evening, Rohan asked Baba Ramdas, "Why do I always feel anxious about the future or regretful about the past?" The old man laughed. "Because your mind is never in the present. It wanders between old memories and future worries. But happiness exists only in the now." Rohan frowned. "But how do I live in the present?" Baba Ramdas smiled. "The third secret is mindfulness. Pay attention to what is happening around you. Feel your breath, the wind on your skin, the taste of your food. When you are fully present, worries disappear." Rohan tried practicing this advice. Gradually, he started appreciating small things, the chirping of birds, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a child. He realized that when his mind was not stuck in the past or future, happiness became clearer than ever. One day, Rohan saw Baba Ramdas giving food to a beggar. Curious, he asked, "Why do you do that?" Baba Ramdas smiled. "The fourth secret of happiness is giving. When you help others, your joy grows. Happiness is not just about receiving, but also about sharing." Rohan reflected on this. That evening, he bought an extra meal and gave it to a homeless man. Seeing the grateful smile on the man's face, his heart warmed. From that day on, Rohan started helping others more, even in small ways, smiling at people, carrying bags for someone, or simply listening to a friend. He realized that true happiness does not come from having more, but from bringing joy to others. Happiness, when shared, only grows. Although Rohan felt happier, he still carried resentment in his heart. One day, he asked Baba Ramdas, "How can I be happy when I still feel hurt by those who wronged me?" The old man smiled gently and said, "The final secret is letting go. Holding on to anger is like holding a burning coal. It only hurts you. Forgive, not for them, but for yourself." Rohan sat in silence, thinking. He realized he had been carrying too much anger and resentment. Slowly, he learned to forgive, not because those people deserved it, but because he no longer wanted his pain to control his life. Day by day, Rohan felt lighter. He understood that happiness does not come from clinging to the past, but from the freedom of letting go. Finally, he felt true peace. As time passed, Rohan transformed. He was no longer the man who chased happiness in material things or distant goals. Instead, he had learned gratitude, acceptance, living in the present, sharing, and letting go. One evening, Rohan sat under the banyan tree, a peaceful smile on his face. Baba Ramdas looked at him, his eyes filled with contentment. "Now you understand, don't you? Happiness is not a destination, but a way of living." Rohan nodded. "Yes, I used to think happiness was something to be achieved, but now I see that it has always been around me. I just needed to notice it." From that day forward, Rohan not only lived a happier life, but also wanted to share these valuable lessons with others. He passed on what he had learned to his family, friends, and anyone seeking guidance. Rohan's journey to find happiness had ended, but his truly happy life had just begun. Because happiness is not in what we own, but in how we choose to see and experience life every day.